Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to talk about goal setting. Now, this is something that is a very important part of life, and unfortunately there's just so much information out there, on how to set goals, how to achieve them, how to stick to them, all sorts of information out there. And there's a lot of great stuff out there that can definitely help you. And what the 7 steps I'm about to share with you here are what worked for me. So as I, set goals and failed achieving them and got frustrated, this came out of all of that development as I was trying to move towards my own goals. So I really hope that you guys can get some use out of it, because this is what I do and it really helps me. So here we go. We're just going to jump right into it. Now, the first step is to know where you currently are in your life. And if you haven't done the life wheel exercise, get that on our website for free. It'll really help you kind of narrow it down as to where you currently are in all main areas of life. So it's going to be super beneficial for you when it comes to following these 7 steps. But again, you have to know where you are. If you don't know where you are, it's just like having a map. You're not going to know how to get to where you want to go if you don't know where you currently are. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to then set a goal in that area of life that's achievable based upon where you currently are. So for example, if your goal is to make $1 million this year, but you're currently only making $32,000 a year, that might be a little far-fetched based on where you currently are. So, set something that's ahead of where you currently are, but is definitely attainable. That way, you're not going to get frustrated and upset when you can't, make that $1 million your next year when you're only making $32,000. Step 3 is one of the most important steps. It is to write down all of the reasons why that you want those goals. A lot of people they'll set goals in their head, they won't write it down, and that's it. That's really all that they have going for them. And I was definitely like that as well. And that's why it's very important, in order to get some leverage on yourself, to really emotionally connect with these goals that you're setting. And the best way to do that is to write down why. Once you know why, the how will come easier. So that's step 3. Step 4 is immediately take some sort of action towards that goal's attainment. So one of the things that I did is, I wanted to start being more involved in the outdoors. And so what I started to do is, after I started writing that goal down, I was like, okay, so what are all the different ways that, maybe I could start making some small step towards that to get the momentum going in the right way. And I started researching different hikes and different trails around where I currently live. And that was some small step to help that momentum get going for me in the direction that I was setting that goal in. That brings us to step 5, which is measure your progress. Now, it's very important to be aware of the actions that you're currently taking towards the goal's attainment. And you need to be mindful that if what you're doing isn't bringing you closer to the goal that you've set for yourself, then it may be time to kind of reevaluate your approach and slightly change it to see if that's going to help you get any closer to where you want to go. Now, step 6 is to reevaluate your goals periodically, because one of the things that I found when I was setting goals for myself is the closer that I got to achieving them, my mindset shifted a little bit, and what I desired slightly changed, because you realize that as you become the sort of person that you need to be to move towards these goals, you're gonna change a little bit. And it's important to reevaluate every 3 to 6 months or so, whatever works for you guys. That's what I do, to see if it still makes sense for you. And the final step is the most important, and that is to enjoy the process. Because if you've ever tried to set a goal for yourself, it's not a straight line. It's all over the place, back and forth, and falling, getting up, and everything in between, which makes that the fun part. You got to really enjoy the process, because the beauty in a goal is not in its attainment. Tony Robbins says that the beauty in a goal is what it makes of you in the process of its attainment. So the type of person that you're going to become as you're moving towards these goals is really what's beautiful about moving towards them. You're really going to become more of who you are. You're going to become, more resourceful, and all of these other things that are so exciting. And it's, that's the most important thing. You got to enjoy the process.